We are on P&O Pacific Encounter. We're going to give you a room tour of 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, deck 12. Here we go.
I got what you want. Honey, honey, I got what you need. Honey, I got what you want.
Hi, we are Rob and Ali, sharing with you our passion of all things cruise and travel.
So, as Ali just said, we're in cabin 12343. Actually, somebody tells us an easy way to remember that is 12343. It's on deck 12. It's on the starboard side, but it doesn't really matter because it's an interior cabin, so there's no windows on it. We've actually been living in this cabin for 3 days now, so we're going to do something a little bit different, and we're going to show you all our stuff on where we put it and how now before
you can see how tidy or untidy we are.
Before we go too far, we must say that although this is only a 3-night cruise, it's part of a back-to-back cruise that we're doing with an 8-nighter, so we've brought enough clothes and enough things for 11 nights. So we wouldn't normally bring this month just for a 3-nighter.
It's a disclaimer in case you go, oh my goodness, how much stuff do those two need?
But it does give you a good indication if there's 4 of you or if you're staying for a longer cruise as to how you can fit everything in. Okay.
I am going to start the tour from the very front door, but first of all, I'm going to show you our little tip. So this is Robert's key card on his lanyard. Every time we come in, so that we don't lose the key cards, we hang them up on our little
magnetic
hooks here that hang up there, so that we've always got everything by the door. Now I'm going to show you another little tip that we've told you if you've watched our previous reviews. Is we always put a little bit, it's nothing fancy, it's a little piece of paper. This is actually on the back of one of the welcome things on here, so you can see it's literally, we do this just as we get into the cabin, and again we use one of the little magnetic hooks to hook it on. And what we do is we put the places that we're going to frequent just on the back of the door here. So this says, this arrow goes, and that'll take us to the Oasis. So in this particular cabin, if you go all the way to the end here, there's a secret little stairway at the very end that takes you straight to the Oasis. So that was brilliant. No going up or down lifts or anything. The shorter arrow then says mid lifts. This takes you then to, it says deck 5 for the waterfront, number 7 for the Encounter Hotel, and number 14 for the Lido, and I've put underneath walk because they don't have a deck 13. You can just walk up to the next floor and then that way to the theatre. I just wanted to show you this as well. So they don't have the things that hang up on the door. They have this to tell the cabin attendants whether you're still snoozing or whether you want to make the room up. So they just tend to be sort of stuck in the light switch or on the back of the door there, but they're really useful. Now the layout of these is wonderful. I love this because your wardrobe area it's open plan here, but it means that everything's hidden, but it's all, you don't have doors or anything here, and you can get so many clothes in. And this is another little tip. We love these little hangers for your shoes. It means all your shoes aren't all over the floor and everything, and they're all tucked away neatly. But look at how much space you get. Up here, there's enough space. If you're tall enough, now you can see how little I am. I don't use these very often because I can't reach. But if you were taller like Robert, this is a great place to put extra bits and pieces on top. Your pool towels are always in your cabin. They don't have them around the pool area. You're expected to keep these and then leave them for your cabin attendant and ask him for fresh ones when they get wet.
If you saw it dim just a little bit there is a light on the ceiling here that's on a sensor, motion sensor, and if you leave it without motion for about 12 seconds...
12 seconds if you're lucky. It feels like about half a second when you're standing here looking for your clothes.
It will go off. It will go off. For the purposes of, we have our own magnetic light, which we've actually put on the ceiling, just so that you can still see when that light goes out.
And then they have this sort of floor to ceiling arrangements here. Now, you'll know again, if you've watched us before, that we like to put things in cubes, and we live out of the cubes like this. So we'll have kind of t-shirts in one and socks in another little one. And it just makes it so easy to pack and unpack. And you can pack in just a matter of minutes.
Well, I'm pleased about that because we have to pack up tonight to move cabins for the second part of our back-to-back.
So we want it as quickly as possible. They do have the safe. The safe is obviously a free safe, and it tells you how to do the code. Another little tip here is we always put our car keys and wallet and things in here. You don't need your money, obviously. You have your account. So we put the car keys straight in here because that's another little thing. Like your key card, you just lose them, and then when you come to get off, you can't find them. So this is a great space that you can get changed and everything in here without disturbing anybody in the main kind of bed area and TV area. And there's a full length mirror here as well. What a great layout. It's one of the best layouts I've seen actually of all the cabins. I love it. So although it's very compact, it's just it's just a fabulous layout. So the your ensuite, it's compact. It is. It's it's compact. It's small. It does its job. It's nothing fancy. So it's not all your posh marble and everything, but it's nice and clean and has everything in it that you need. Has two big mirrors on the top here and nice big mirrors here, and enough room to kind of put your bits and bobs. Now I put my things on the bottom here, but I have noticed, now this wasn't leaking before. When I moved it just a little while ago, you can see it started to leak. So my bags that were on the bottom here, they've got a little bit wet. So I'm going to tell the our cabin attendant that that's leaking. And I have to tell you, on our first day,
I was going to say the maintenance are superb.
Fantastic.
We did have an issue on the first day. I was going to tell you about it now. The maintenance were right on it, and within maybe an hour, they were here to sort it out.
so I'll show you the shower. So the shower, it's relatively high up. So although it's not on one of those arms that you can move up and down, it's really a good jet of water. It really, it's good to do your hair and everything with that. And you can be reasonably tall and still get a decent shower out of that.
Yeah, it moves around a bit so you can position it and direction it.
It was scorching hot. I mean, so hot. And we tried to turn it down on the temperature. And although that was moving, it wasn't. This was moving for your temperature.
The bottom one's the temperature and the top one is the on-off.
So although that was moving, it wasn't going any colder. We went to guest services. She was on the phone and she was speaking with maintenance as we stood there. By the time we got back to the room, they'd fixed it. They'd put a card in our room and said, let us know if this has fixed the problem for you. So that we knew they'd been, and they still asked, and they gave us a number to call to let them know whether or not we were satisfied with what they'd done. I don't think you can get any better than that. So on a ship of this size that's constantly packed, you're always going to get little maintenance problems like that. That wasn't leaking before, but it is now. I'm going to tell them, and I reckon they'll have that fixed, obviously, by the time the next people come along. And then we do the towel test. So the towels, they will always bring you more towels. That's the size of the bath towel. Now, I really like these because these they're not too fluffy. You can get those fluffy towels that are so fluffy you can't get a good rub down. And then others that are so thin they don't do the job. These are really, I think they're just kind of pretty much perfect. You can wrap them around your head as well for doing your hair. So you just get two of those and two hand towels.
They don't do face washes anymore, but the face washers are available. We've asked for them in the past. If you want a face washer, just ask. This light, you can see how often this light's going on and off.
Goes on and off. And they will bring you more towels if you want them. That's not a problem at all. And then, of course, obviously the one that goes on the floor here. Just be careful that you find the right place to put this. Just see whether it's long enough. If it's short, if your curtain is too short, like that one, what happens is when it gets the hot water comes out, this comes out and the water will go all the way down the curtain and flood your floor. Normally we suggest you just put it over here, but what we found was this was leaking a little bit here, and so it came down that way. So you'll just have to test it yourselves. I'm just saying, just make sure that you don't then get out of your you don't look at where that curtain's going, because you will have just a flooded floor.
Just before you leave here, some of the features, you have your little washing line up there.
Yes.
Put your swimmers on. It comes with shampoo, conditioner and body wash.
But they are the same. It's all the same stuff, but it's very, very mild, so you can wash your hair with it, but it isn't really a conditioning shampoo. You bring your own. I now bring bars. So this is both, I have a wash, I have a conditioner, and I have a body wash that's all in bars. These last forever. Really good, because nothing splits and nothing spills in your case. So I'd recommend those bars to anybody.
And a shaver point on the wall behind you. I think that's probably it for the bathroom.
Yes. Let's move on.
Let's move out of this flashing light.
Yes. So, we always tell you about these getting your magnetic hooks. So we have these here by the door, and then as we go to get ready to go out, we start dumping our stuff in them as they're still on the wall. Fabulous.
Yeah. What we would say, get the big ones. See these big ones here? Get these big ones, because if you get the smaller ones like this, they're great for lanyards and caps and things. But if you hang anything that's got any weight,
that's got a lot
yes,
of
it's
weight
not
on
very heavy, but it will just
slide down the wall.
Yeah.
Now, we found the air conditioning very responsive. We were a little bit worried when we came in because there was no light when we pressed it. But then we realised when we pressed the first to go up in temperature, on came the light. So it kind of went off.
It sort of goes off, doesn't it? So.
But it was
but it
very
did stay
responsive.
Cold. Yeah.
Now, the lighting on these interior ones without a window is fairly good, but we like to have a little bit extra in the morning. We find it hard to get up, I have to say, without the extra light coming in. So we just whack on all the lights we can. And we've got these little things that...
LED rechargeable. It costs us about $3 each from... I don't know, Timu or
one of
somewhere else,
those.
yeah.
They're fabulous.
They've also got sensors on, and this one's drained at the moment, but if we put one down here, because they're magnetic, we put one down here with the sensor on, then if you need to get up in the middle of the night, especially in these inside cabins, you put your feet on the floor, the light comes on, shows you the way, so you don't have to put the main light on.
So they're good sized cabinets either side of the bed here, so you can see I've got kind of my night clothes in there, a book. Each side of them, they have a charging port for your, just telephone or cameras or whatever you want, and a bedside lamp. This is a bit of a pain. The side, it kind of takes up the whole of the top here, but you do have an open bit to put books and things like that on this shelf rather than having them on the top. Let's see what else we've got. This magnificent mirror on the back here. And one here.
It does give you that infinity effect, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it really opens up the room, really makes it seem a lot more airy than what it is. You don't get an extra table in here. We have had a table in some of these interior cabins, but you don't really need one. You've got your kind of your dressing table here. So this doubles up for us as a dressing table and kind of the computer workstation, as you can see. They still have the landlines here, and we do use these. These will give you guest services, dining reservations, and a wake-up call, and in-room dining. So if you want anything, you can either order it off your app. So if you want room service, Robert got hot chips last night ordered to the room, so you can either do that on your app or you can just pick up the phone here and just dial from one of these. That's really good. We've got two of the Australian sockets here. So we have the extra power bank here. you get one of the cheaper ones that doesn't have the power surge, they will confiscate the power surge.
Yeah,
ones off
surge
you,
protected power boards are not allowed. Non-surge protected power boards are okay.
which are the cheaper ones,
They
aren't
are
they?
the cheaper ones.
And then these are fantastic. So this is it's a plug that you plug in, and then you've got the extra adapters, and some of them have the is it the C? Oh, what?
Yeah, USB-C. Those are
USB-C.
USB-A.
Those are just
but
USB.
Yeah, you can get some with USB-C.
So you can see all the junk we have plugged. We have plugged in here. There's so many things now
Underneath,
that are chargeable.
And underneath those, there are 2 US. So if you need or you want to use some US sockets, they're only 110 volts, but they're great for charging and things like that.
This is your hair dryer here. So
That looks like a new one. It's not stained like they normally are.
yeah, sometimes they go a little bit
yellow,
off. The
don't they?
plastic goes a little bit yellow, so this is a newer one. And look, I'm just going to do this so you can hear the force of it. That's on the low setting. That's on the higher setting. They don't obviously have the diffuser or the bit that you can style your hair with it, but they do the job just to dry it off. And if you ask, they do sometimes have spare ones that are the little ones that have the kind of the styling adapter on the end. I've had those. I've asked for them. Sometimes I get them because they've got them, and sometimes they don't. But I wouldn't rely on them.
No.
So the cupboards at the side here. This is your snack area, everybody.
It's our snack area. It can be for whatever you want it to be.
No, it's mandatory. You have to fill this with your snacks.
And I must remind everybody we're on an 8-night cruise following this 3-night, which is the reason.
The reason why it's still full of snacks.
The reason why we had so many shoes and why we've got so many bags of chips.
But I have got the first aid kit here, and I've got my little water bottle and my blender. I've got my little rechargeable blender in here as well, and all those kind of things, just to hand, just at arm's length to get the snacks in. The TV is huge.
It
Look
is
at this.
massive.
Fantastic sound and really good picture in this one. I don't think we've ever really had a bad one yet. I guess some of the TVs might not be as good. We've always had great reception, and this was no exception. They'll play 2 movies a day, and then you'll get kind of
There is a TV program you can get from guest services. They have a guest services. They don't put it in the cabins, but if you want one, call by guest services. It'll tell you all the shows, all the TVs, all the movies, all the channels that are on during your cruise.
during that. You think you wouldn't put it on, there's so many things to do, but of course you come in and you want a little lie down, and look, the bed's here, so it's perfect just to sit up in bed and watch the news or whatever in the morning. The place was spotless. The TV screen, everything was just spotless. All the mirrors were spotless. So we were really, really pleased with this room. They will offer you some bottled water in your room. This is not complimentary. You will pay for this. When we first arrived, every time we've been on this P&O cruise, we've always been greeted by our cabin attendants. They will come, they will say hello, they'll say, do you want anything? They will inform you that the water you have to pay for, and they just give you a little bit of information as well. This was our refrigerator, our little cool refrigerator.
Oh, it stayed very cool. I got some cans out earlier and they were absolutely freezing.
I got my tablets and things in there, and there's a few little non-alcoholic beers that I've got in there.
I'm struggling to get... Let me see if I can put that. There we go. The weird thing about this fridge, though, is the door opens.
It opens the other way. So we keep this door open because that lets the air circulate around it and keeps the fridge cooler. When we very first came in, I thought, this isn't going to get cold. This isn't going to be cold enough for my tablets and the beers and things. As soon as I opened this door, within a matter of hours, it was really cold. It was. I was very pleased with it. Now, as we said, we're on here for 8 days, but even for 8 days, who brings 4 cases? We do. We did. We just packed everything.
They're 4 big cases, actually. So just if we just pull one out, just to show just how big these cases are, seeing as we need to pack
the
it.
full sizes.
These are 83 centimetre cases.
All 4 of them have gone underneath here.
Yeah. two lengthways, 2 on each side.
So this is terrific. So you can get all that under the bed and enough so that you're not bashing your legs on that when you go past.
And it keeps the wardrobe free as well, so that you can put cases or shoes and whatever on the floor.
And then there's 3 big drawers here, as you can see, so we've got more stuff in them.
We haven't even used all the space, have we?
Yeah, to be honest, no. We can't. We hang everything up. I bring everything already on my coat hangers, so I simply just get the coat hangers out and hook them on. That's why we have so many big cases, is because I don't fold anything up. I just have it on the hangers. I think that is the tour.
That is the tour.
Done it.
That is the tour. The pillows here, there is a pillow concierge. You can ask for different types of pillows. We have done that in the past. Sometimes with success, sometimes not.
I can't complain about the beds on here.
No.
Every time we go on these beds, I will show you, look.
Always have a fantastic night's sleep.
Give you the bounce test. Look at this. Oh, they're sort of bouncy and firm and lovely. And
Trying to follow you around.
The bedding is all crisp and lovely. So it's crisp but not stiff and scratchy. It's kind of nice and soft, but you can feel it's all cool to the touch. And this is enough. The duvet cover is enough to keep you warm. You don't need any extra blankets, but they will bring you blankets if you want to. If you prefer your room very cool and you want an extra blanket. Plus, they do a turn down service in the evening as well. So when you go out, when you come back in, it's like the magic pixies have been. And your bed's all remade and kind of turned down for you, which is just lovely to come back in and have the room cleaned yet again for you.
Fantastic.
It's lovely. Yeah, really, really pleased with this.
Yeah. Okay, so that is the tour of our cabin 12343. Inside cabin, deck 12 of the P&O Pacific Encounter. If you've liked this video, please hit like, please hit subscribe, and hit the notification button if you want to see more of our videos. We will say goodbye for now, because we need to pack everything up and get ready for our second part of this back-to-back. And we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye. Take care. Bye-bye.
Oh,